This is Keith Ray Mackey, powered by Simple Dreams. I'm going to be checking in once a week. That's my commitment. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about one of the core organizing principles I had about this idea of talking about simple dreams was to help children, foster children, and families deal with trauma. When I was thinking about this, I didn't realize that many people were going to be dealing with a slow rolling traumatization. And that's what I'm starting to think of in terms of how these stay-at-home orders are impacting families. Now, one can make an argument that in some ways it's been a very positive and good thing for some families because people have been able to spend more time together. But I think wrapped around that is a larger level of anxiety and concern about what does this mean, and being frightened of this unseen thing, COVID-19. And so thinking about that, one of the concepts that I deal with kids in thinking about their simple dreams is what do they have power over? And when you feel powerless over a circumstance, everything gets worse. Everything gets worse. When you feel powerless over a circumstance, everything gets worse. How do we find our power in these challenging times? How do we focus on what is good and what are we able to do instead of what are we not able to do? So for instance, right now, there's a stay-at-home order. If you're essential, you're still going to work. In some cases, you may be going to work and wish that you weren't going to work because you feel close to danger and you have family and obligations that you're very concerned about. If you're in a business that is deemed less essential at this time, then you're not going to work and you may be sitting around realizing that the paycheck you got last Friday was the last paycheck you're going to get for a while. So focusing on what we have power, and I'm not a financial guru and that's not what this was originally about, may mean we have to figure out what we can focus on in the immediate short term. And so there's another guy, he's a smart guy, he's on the radio, Dave Ramsey, and he talks about focusing on the four walls when dealing with debt. What that might mean in the immediate short term is focusing on the four walls as we deal with limited income and unclear expectations of what the future holds. So what does that mean? It means first, taking care of your house, the roof over your head. Second, taking care of food. Third, probably utilities. And fourth, a close fourth, is transportation, although the need for transportation is relatively limited now. We want to keep transportation as an opportunity to use a car in the near future. So focusing on those things. Everything else shuts down for a little bit. A lot of other things will go by the wayside. There might be some bills that you're not paying right now. With the idea that once again, soon, we will return to the brighter aspects of our simple dreams. But really, one of the pieces here that I'd really like to talk about in terms of simple dreams is that time with family, that is a really important part of our simple dreams. That time doing some things that are restful and that bring us joy. Even in the midst of this present darkness, it's important that we realize we have power over our mindset, and that when we reclaim the power over the things we do have power over, that we reduce our own anxiety and fear. There's a song I like by I can't remember the guy's name. I think the band is Passenger. And there's a line in the song that says, talking about worry, and the woman says, there's a wolf at the door, and she says, the wolf's just a puppy, and the door's double locked. So what are you going to bother me for? So sometimes the fears that we have, they're not unreasonable, but are we prepared? Are we insulated against them? I want to say one more thing about just our mindset. There's a line out of Shakespeare, and it says, nothing is so, but that thinking makes it so. And so there are things around us right now that we maybe reasonably should be afraid of, but we need to keep our fears and the realities in alignment with each other. Like right now, most people, I believe, when they open their pantry, they have a little bit of food. Toilet paper is a little hard to find now. I know that's a thing right now. But we are in times of not extreme desperation right now. We're in times of a little bit of concern and not letting our anxieties and our fears getting the best of us. So as we deal with some felt deprivations, I would also encourage you just to see the glass as half full or 3/4 full, even if it's only a quarter full, to see what you do have and to appreciate what you do got in your life. The people, the roof over your head, if you have that, the little bit of money you have in the bank, and to not be overreacting to your circumstances, but to be planful, to be careful, and to be considerate of what your means are, and to begin to make good decisions in that regard. So this is Keith Ray Mackey, powered by Simple Dreams, and we'll continue on our journey together. And this is not where I thought we would be at the beginning. I thought we'd be talking a little bit about some other things, but here we are. So I look forward to seeing you again soon.